just helps to get you there quicker to get that bacteria and the good bacteria colonized. Because our immune system, the majority of our immune system, it is in our digestive tract. Okay, so the condition of the gut flora is monumental in how well your overall health is, and it is monumental in how well you are going to keep your children, with them going to daycare and kindergarten and preschool and hey, just back to school. Because every kid in that classroom comes from 1 or 2 or 3 kids. I mean, I don't think we really have a lot of those days like we did when I was growing up where, come on, I'm in an Italian Catholic neighborhood. Everybody's got a house full of children. A lot of the Irish Catholic, it's like, hey, it wasn't uncommon that I was one of 6. I had friends that were 1 of 10, 1 of 12, 1 of 14, and they weren't ones that were living on farms. We were living in the inner city,
Wow.
And big old huge families. And, I go back into the old neighborhood, and all those big, beautiful, gorgeous homes with the fabulous woodwork and built-in bookcases. And all of that's just been so destroyed over the years, and they've all been turned into, like, 3 and 4 apartments in those big old houses because, people have 1 and 2 and 3 children is kind of more the norm.
Right.
In the last 25, 30 years. I do know one thing. I was 1 of 6, and I did know that I was not going to have 6 children. No way. I had 5 brothers, so no sisters. Okay, blood sugar. Coconut oil helps with balancing blood sugar levels. And people that are diabetic, if you take a teaspoon, and I talked about this on the last program, you take a drop of oregano oil, 3 drops of basil, and 3 drops of lemon. Now you can put that in like a vegetable gelatin capsule, or because insulin resistance has a lot to do with excess weight on the abdominal area, and the research is in on the coconut oil helping to break that down. You can take a teaspoon of coconut oil and put the drop of oregano, the 3 drops of basil, and the 3 drops of lemon, and just take that right off the spoon.
Okay.
And do that once or twice a day. The person that I had found out about had blood sugar levels well over the 400 mark. So their glucose level was 400 plus, the blood sugar level. And within a few days, that started dropping, and within a very short amount of time, their blood sugar levels started coming in at around 100. And so if you've been diabetic for a long time, 100 is
wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yes, wonderful.
It's fantastic. But if you've not been diabetic, then you really want that more of the 80 to, 98.
Right.
Is actually better. So for someone who has been diabetic for a long time, for them to have a blood 95. Sugar of 80 is really pretty low. And some people will say, 80 is too low. But you know what? Hey, I know people who have go in and have their glucose levels taken, and they're 80, 82, 83. And there's no history of any kind of pancreas problems in the family. They have good metabolisms. They're able to eat like a freight train and have a high metabolism, and they stay very, very lean. And it does have to do with your metabolism. So that is, that's something that's really important. Another thing is we're seeing and hearing about, and I see and get calls about children with a lot of issues with their skin. And, I'm sorry, it goes back to the immunization shots. And coconut oil is something that for these skin reactions, skin rashes, eczema, psoriasis. Coconut oil is something that is really very gentle and nourishing and healing on the skin. And if you're real itchy, if it's real itchy, we have there's a calming blend that you can buy. That's on the herbalmedicinedr.com. Lavender oil is on both sites, kingdomofhealing.com, or the I think it's probably a little easier to acquire it on the kingdomofhealing.com. That website that it goes to with product is a little easier to navigate than the Herbal Medicine DR. But the herbalmedicinedr.com has the calming blend. And lavender is also something that can be put into that coconut oil if you have a problem with the skin being really dry and really itchy. And it bothers, really bothers you a lot. So the cholesterol, I think I mentioned that. Healthy fats in the coconut oil help to increase that high-density lipids, which is your good fat. When you're getting cholesterol level done, they'll divide that out. You have your HDL and your LDL.
Right.
Your LDL is your stuff where when the LDL, and and I've said to people over the years, when they come to see me and it's like, oh, my cholesterol level is really high and it's outrageous, and my LDL is really, really high, and it's like, well, do you eat a lot of pastries? Do you eat donuts? Do you eat, do you drink a lot of pop? Do you eat a lot of candy? I'm here to tell you that LDL level, that bad cholesterol, that's where you get that from. But what you get that from is the hydrogenated oils that are in all of those types of cookies, cakes, and pastries. So those bad oils, back to, the genetically modified, the canola oil, the corn oil, the soy oil, those are not good oils. And there are other alternatives. And so, palm oil as well for cooking. It's palm oil costs about a third of what coconut oil costs. And good quality coconut oil that's organic, a pound of it you're going to pay probably $30, around $30 for that.
Wow.
5-gallon container of it, you're talking $100 and some bucks.
Wow.
So so at that point, I think it works really well at using that as putting your essential oils on it, taking it at a teaspoon at a time.
Right.
Is much better. Palm oil has a high smoking point. It's and like I said, you can find it comparable, palm oil. You can find that comparable to your olive oil. Okay. So that's something that I use all the time. So the other benefits of the coconut oil is it alkalizes the body.
Oh, okay.
So, your body, you really ideally 7.5. A can of pop soda, it has a pH level of like 2.5. It's very acidic. You wonder why teeth crumble. You wonder why your bones hurt. Not good. Not good at all. But the coconut oil is very good for alkalizing the body. The other thing that coconut oil does is it decreases inflammation. And all diseases, the root cause of all disease, no matter where it's set up in the body, what organ, there's an inflammation there. So those inflammations are what develop into your inflammation is when it's in the acute stage.
Okay.
You have pain, you don't feel good, it hurts.
Right.
But when you don't know what to do, and maybe you're scrambling for a lot of things over the counter, pharmaceuticals that you think are going to take care of them, and they don't, you're just, what's happening is you're driving that deeper into the tissue.
Oh.
And it's becoming more chronic. Subacute is when you start suppressing that. So acute is when it's screaming and I need to do something. And what you need to do is you need to change your diet. It's the first thing you need to do. You know, before you go out running out there and spending money for this off the shelf and that off the shelf is take a look at your diet. You know, get the milk out of your diet. Get the fried foods and lard and corn oil and soy and you know, get that all out of your diet.
But I love milk. Oh God, I love milk.
Yeah, it's
especially my chocolate milk. Damn it.
Your chocolate milk. Well, hey, you know, okay, so you get some organic milk or you get some goat milk. Goat milk is so good. I mean, goat milk is just.
I'll try some, because I'm not a goat. Goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
Yeah, I'm not a goat
you don't
cheese
like goat
fan.
Cheese.
Well,
okay.
Now don't get me wrong. I don't think it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just not.
It has a taste that you've kind of got to acquire.
It's definitely an acquired
but
taste. But does the milk taste better than cheese?
Absolutely, and you can't tell the difference between cow's milk and goat milk. Now,
then I'd be good.
The thing is, you know how cow's milk, the fat rises to the top, the cream comes to the top. Goat milk comes out naturally homogenized.
Oh, really?
That's blended very well. And you don't really get that separation. The key with goat milk, though, is you really need to find somebody who knows what they're doing with goats. So when they're milking the goats, that's going into a bucket of ice. So your container is sitting in a bucket of ice.
Oh, okay.
You need to make sure that you clean the udders really, really good.
Right.
Okay. Then with the milking, you're putting that vessel that the milk is going into is down into a bucket with ice. It's really important with goat milk that it be completely, totally cooled down before you go putting a lid on it. If you milk the goat and that milk is warm, when you put the lid on it and then you put it in the refrigerator, that smell doesn't dissipate out of there. It can really be funky.
That's all the warning I need.
And you know, Colorado's got some really, God, I couldn't believe when I moved back to the state in 2006. I was trying to find goat milk, and I'm like running into these people that are like, well, if you want goat milk, then you need to lease the goat.
Oh, wow, really?
And it's like, what are you talking about? Well, we've got laws now that have been passed that, you know, goat milk can only be used for, you know, for your animals, and if you're going to consume it for human consumption, like there's something wrong with it. You know, goat milk, sorry, the fat globules are so much smaller. They're easier for a human to absorb them and utilize them. Cow's milk? Hey, come on. Fat globules in cow's milk? It was designed for a calf to gain 500 pounds in the first year. It wasn't created for our digestive tract.
Gotcha.
It wasn't.
Okay.
Goat milk is. You know, the fat globules are much smaller. But you know, we're also the only country that consumes so much milk after we've weaned the baby. Most other countries do not drink milk.
Oh man, I drink it like it's going out of style.
You know, and the thing with cheeses for people who have an intolerance to milk, and you know, and you can buy the lactose lactose free. You know, the lactate. It has the lactase enzyme